Stages and tasks. Okay, now, so when we launch a Spark application, remember this is important. Spark application. When we launch a Spark application, what is going to happen internally, that we need to understand first. Okay, we need to understand that first. That is, so here let us say we have some nodes here. We have some nodes. If you are reading from HDFS or any, it can be file system, a local file system, or HDFS or any other file system. Let us say we are reading from HDFS or a standalone system, whether we are running on yarn or whatever it may be. So let us say we are reading from HDFS. No. So actually we submit a Spark application to, in case of Hadoop cluster, we submit a Spark application to whom? Yarn. Yarn listen, there's resource manager, right? The application will be submitted to resource manager. Okay. Now, when you submitted a resource manager, what should happen actually? When you submit resource manager, node managers will be there on every node. Node managers, and node managers. When we submit the, one second, let me draw it in another slide. That would be fine. Now, when we submit a Spark application, actually, two programs will be created. Two types of programs will be created. Two types of programs will be created. They are called as, the first one is called a driver, and second is called as executor. Driver and executor. These are the two programs that are created when a Spark application is launched. That's whether to yarn cluster or any cluster. Okay, it need not be only one cluster. It can be yarn cluster, it can be standalone cluster, it can be Mesos cluster, any cluster. Okay, so when we submit a Spark application to any cluster, two types of programs will be created. One program is called as driver and another program is called as executor. Okay, and this program, driver program, acts as the master program or master process, and executors act as what? Slaves. Okay, driver acts as master and executor acts as slave. So driver is the master process and executor is the slave process. For what, For what? A Spark application. I'm telling you, for Spark application. Okay, don't worry. Just let me show you this one. Just let me try a simple table so that you can understand clearly here. Just note this. That is, if it is yarn, what is the master process in yarn called as? Master process, resource manager. And if it is slave process, it is called as node manager. And standalone cluster, the master process is called as simply Spark master, and this is Spark worker. Okay, master and slave. And master port number, here our resource manager port number 8088, and here in case of standalone cluster, the master port number is 7077. Okay, master and slave, resource manager, node manager, Spark master, and Spark worker. These are the master port numbers. 8088 is a port number of resource manager. 7077 is the port number of Spark master. Okay, so these are the master and slave process with respect to cluster, and this driver and executor are the processes, master and slave, with respect to application. I'm telling you, with respect to application, not with respect to cluster. Okay, so when we submit a Spark application, then only these two programs are going to be created. Okay, and these will be there when the cluster is available. So master, resource manager, node manager, and Spark master, Spark workers, these are the master and slave process of the processing clusters. But Spark, these are the two master and slave process, driver and execute, the process of Spark application. Remember that they belong to Spark application. Got it? So try to understand this, but this is very, very important. The stages and tasks does not, belong to this yarn or a standalone. What are the stages and tasks that we are going to discuss? They belong to this driver and executor, because of that's why I'm trying to make you to understand here. That is, Driver and executor, these act as master and slave process. Let us say now, these are the some nodes. These are the some nodes, and let us say some blocks are there. Let us assume this is the HDFS B3, B4, and B5. Okay, now when we submit this Spark application, whether it can be yarn cluster resource what you call as standalone cluster, just don't worry about that. Whatever the type of cluster, either it can be yarn or it can be standalone cluster. But when we submit a Spark application, what will happen is, generally what should happen? The data of partitions must be created out of these blocks. We know already this. Okay, partitions must be created out of these blocks P4 and P5. And okay, right now what should happen after immediately these partitions are getting created here? What should happen? What should happen? Partitions will be created where this partition will be created in memory only, right? The partition will be created in memory only. So who is going to provide the resources for the processing of these partitions? Who is going to provide the resources? Yeah, please. Who is going to provide the resources? In case, let us say, in case of yarn. 1 second. Just listen this carefully. Whether it is yarn cluster or whether it is standalone cluster, please try to understand here. We have some data here. Blocks are there. Blocks are there. Let us say we have 5 nodes, we have the 5 blocks, let us say, in HDFS. Whether we use yarn cluster or standalone cluster. So if we use yarn cluster, what is the process? The slave process? Node manager, right? Node manager, node manager, node manager, and node manager. And when we submit the Spark application to this cluster, what should happen is, initially the sufficient amount of resources must be allocated for this application. What resources? Resources must be, resources is made up of memory and mainly memory and processors, that is cores. We can also call them as cores. So when we submit a Spark application, what is the required processing of the data generally in each node? We require some amount of memory and require certain number of cores. These two combination will be called as what? Resources. Okay. So on every node, to process these blocks on every node, memory is required, processor is required. Okay. Now we have submitted a Spark application to get this data processed, that is to get these blocks processed. So what will happen? Initially is almost required amount of resources must be allocated for this block to get processed. Okay, so after the resources are created successfully, then these block partitions will be created out of these blocks. I'm telling you, the first step is resources must be allocated. Resources must be allocated. Who is going to provide this? Who is going to allocate these resources for this? Who is going to provide resources? Please try to make a guess if you don't know about it even. Who is going to provide the resources for all these partitions or the data for the data to get processed? Please try to make a guess. Who is going to provide the
resource manager?
Resource manager will look after the entire cluster in every node. I'm asking you, in every node, this node manager, the slave process, is going to allot the resources that are required for that node. I'm telling you, only for that node. What is the node manager we have? This is going to allot the resources in this node, and node manager here is going to allot for this node, and all these node managers will be under resource manager. All the nodes will be under, they will be dictated, they will be instructed by resource manager. Okay, now got this point? Okay, so resource manager will maintain the entire cluster, node managers will maintain every node here. So whenever the data has to get processed in all these nodes, then the node manager has to allot the required amount of resources for that data to get processed. That is the first point. Is it clear? Right? Next step, second step is, now this data is created here, and after this data is created, this data has to get processed, right? What is the logic, and how the logic, what is the operations that we need to perform on these partitions? Who is providing that logic or those operations? Where from that logic will be brought? Who will provide that? You got my point, right? So 5 blocks are there for the data, and out of that 5 partitions get created. After that, the processing has to be carried, right? Processing has to be done on data. So in order to do the operations on the data, what are the operations? Who will provide all those operations to that? Some part, simply if we have data, that doesn't make any sense. We need to process it. How to process it? We need to specify what are the operations to perform. So who is going to provide that? Okay, that is the logic, and everything is going to be provided by provided by the process called as driver. Because that is, logic has to be supplied. Logic has to be supplied for what? To process the data. That's it, right? The data gets processed. Okay, there's no problem. The remote resources are there, but logic, unless we don't have the what operations to perform, nothing we can do on the data. So that logic or the operations to be supplied to the process to be process the data. So who is going to provide that? That will be provided by the master process of the application called as drivers. Okay, that's what I told you now here. That is, this logic will be supplied to all the nodes. This logic will be supplied to all the nodes by a program called as driver program. A program called as driver is going to supply the logic to all the nodes, to all logic to all the nodes. So this spark application, right? So we submit a spark application. So this spark application internally is going to create a program called as driver program. That driver program will supply the logic to all the nodes. Will supply the logic to all the nodes. Got it now? The execution of the partition with the supply logic is called as an, you know this is called as execution, right? The execution. Okay, the execution of the partitions with the supply logic will be done by a program called as executor, will be carried out by a program called as executor in every node. Partition with the supply logic will be done with a program called as executor here. Executor 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 and executor. So what is an executor? The thing is, executor is a program which will process the data with the supplied logic, which will process the data, in the sense process the partition. So here we have 5 partitions. So corresponding to every partition, one executor program will be created, and that executor program will process the partition with the given logic. Who will provide the logic for all these into all these nodes? The driver is the program which will supply the logic to all the nodes. Now once the logic is supplied, data is the logic is there. Now what we have? Data is there, resources are there, data is there, and logic is there. So who is going to provide the data? Data is nothing but data is going to be loaded, created out of this blocks only from HDFS. After, resources must be allocated. Who is going to provide the resources? Resources will be supplied by the node manager, and data is there and logic is there. Who is providing the logic here? The logic is provided by the driver here. So everything is provided. Now once the data and logic is available, that is, once partition and logic is available, now the data can be processed. That data processing can be done by using a program called as executor. That can be done by a program called as what? Executor. Remember, that's very simple, nothing is to worry here. The data has to get processed by whom? Internally a program will be created, that is called as executor. That's it. Now we call this driver as a master process of the Spark application, and executor as the slave process of the Spark application. All these executors run under the control of driver, remember. So this driver is going to maintain all this, supplying the logic and the creation of executors, and everything will be maintained by this driver only. So that is the reason driver acts as a master of the Spark application, and executors act as slaves of the Spark application. I'm telling you, Spark application. Got it now? Fine. That's it. If this is fine, this understanding of state syntax is very simple here. Okay.